What is up, everybody? Call me Gatsby here with West Egg Gaming, and today we're going to be going over Friendly Fire Zane 3.0. So, I call this build Friendly Fire Zane 3.0 because the original build was done by a YouTuber by the name of Fick-Fillet. After that, I think I did a video on this whenever the level cap was like 57, maybe 55. But now that we're at 65, we're going to redo this. I've also changed a lot of his original groundwork just because whenever he came up with the build, the clone was still very weak, and he relied on several other things to increase the clone's damage. Nevertheless, let's get into it. So, all you need for this build, you need to be running your digiclone. You need to have your tree all the way leveled up to the last perk, and then you need a storming backburner and a transformer. It's very important that this backburner does not do any additional damage on action skill end or action skill active. It needs to just do shock damage, no bonus damage. The same thing with your shield. None on grenades, none on anything like that. So essentially what you're doing is you're going to be able to summon your clone. There we go. And you are going to be able to heal your clone with your backburner for a lot. Not only are you going to be able to do that, but your clone is going to be able to heal you as well, right? So if you don't know this, the backburner is a weapon that does friendly fire damage. When your clone has a copy of your shield and it is the transformer, it receives electrical damage as healing, so in turn you can heal your clone, it can heal you, and it's going to have a sick rocket launcher that does a ton of damage. Aside from that, you can really run whatever guns you want. I run Sentinel Cryo on everything just because it's a great anointment and has a bunch of extra damage. I'm going to try to do this fairly quickly. We're also running for our anointment on the backburner. We're going to be running 300% increased weapon damage to enemies above 90% health, just so we're getting more one-shots out of the build, stuff like that. We're also running, while Sentinel is active, movement speed is increased by 15%. The faster we move as Zane, the more damage we're going to be doing. For our class mod, we're running Seeing Dead. Obviously, Seeing Dead's the shit. Then we have plus 32% weapon damage, plus 39% action skill damage. This is very important because we're running a clone drone playstyle, meaning we're going to need them doing as much damage as possible. And then we have action skill cooldown rate, which is also very important because our survivability depends on us keeping our action skills up. It doesn't really matter what grenade you have as long as you have the right anointment. I'm choosing on action skill start regenerate 1 grenade. I'll explain that here in a minute. For our artifacts, we're running a Icebreaker Victory Rush, faster movement speed and more damage. We're also getting magazine size, which is great, movement speed, which is great. Action skill cooldown rate, again, great. Also increases damage against frozen targets. That's perfect because of the skill we're running with the critical hits. I run Monarchs, Bloodstar Beast, Light Show, Convergence, and that's pretty much it. I have another backburner just for like Wotan, stuff like that. Now we're going to get into the points that we have in the trees. So originally the build focused a lot on grenades. Fick-Fillet's build had several points into duct tape mod, and we also had, I believe, 3 points into pocket full of grenades. He might have had 1, and maybe my second build had 3 points. But he definitely had like 3 points here, and then he had 1 point here. So what I've done is reallocated some points because now our clone is doing more than enough damage to function on its own. I put, I maxed out synchronicity because we're just going to be doing massive amounts of damage while both of our action skills are up. I've also, going back to our regenerate 1 grenade, boom enhance, whenever Zane summons his digiclone, it consumes up to 3 grenades. For every grenade consumed, the digiclone gains increased gun damage, max health, fire rate, reload speed, and digiclone duration. So because we're regenerating 1 grenade every time we activate the action skill, we don't need to have this maxed out. I don't think we need to have it maxed out anyway. because our action skills stay up for so long, we're getting those grenades back. But just in case, I have 2 points into there. We're only going to want to do 1 point into Trick of the Light, because if you put any more, you could possibly down yourself with this build because of the bonus cryo damage, so we only want a little bit. Obviously 5 points into Borrowed Time, 5 points into Donnybrook. We're just going to make this clone sick as fuck. Blue Tree, we're putting points into Violent Momentum and Violent Speed. Again, the faster we move, the more damage we do. I put 3 points into Cool Hand because reload speed's always nice. 3 points into Salvation because we're getting our health back, increasing our survivability. I didn't put a point into Drone Delivery just because we're already doing so much damage. We don't need the grenades. Then we have, the regular stuff. I have, I think 3 points into Playing Dirty and then 2 points for my class mod. It might be vice versa. But this is nice for extra projectiles, especially with the back burner. Good Misfortune is a staple. We need to be making sure we have our kill skills up nonstop. And lastly, this is something I did different than Thick Fillets. That helps me out a ton. Adrenaline helps keep your action skills up so much. Zane gains increased action skill cooldown rate. This bonus is based on the amount of shield he has, the more percentile. So obviously we're going to have tons of shield because of the back burner, right? We're going to be keeping our shield up nonstop because of that back burner. So if you notice, as soon as I summon that clone, you can already see that the timer has started in the bottom right-hand corner, that clone's cooling down so quickly that before it's even up, it begins recharging. So that is a 2-second cooldown on that Digiclone. And we already have him back. Again, for the drone, 5-second cooldown on that drone when I'm at full shields. It's really helpful. It keeps your skills up. No problems there. We're running 2 points in Brain Freeze just so we have the skill. 2 points in Ready for Action. We probably don't even need that. And then for our augments, we're running the Radiation and the Shock Beam for the drone just to get our movement speed and fire rate bonuses, and the Sentinel Shock just helps with shields. It does a little bit extra damage. Electric is kind of the theme with the build. And then we have, I don't know how to pronounce that, but whenever the clone takes damage, Zane's shield is restored by a portion of that damage. This helps out a ton, again, just keeping our shield maxed out. It's crazy, the survivability on this build. And then we have Doppelbanger, so we can get rid of the clone whenever we need to reset the cooldown on it. And that's pretty much it. That's there's not a ton to this build. It's super fun, super easy to run. I love it. This is the only build I run on Zane, and while I have time, true takedown mode, solo, I'm going to show you guys a little bit about what this build can do.
Intel says there's an elevator down to the lower levels. Make your way there and be ready for some heavy resistance. I'm counting on you, Vault Hunter.
So we're going to wait for that drone to go away just like that. So if you watch my shield, we have our regular recharge. And as you can see, when the clone's taking damage, I'm getting shield back. We're also doing massive amounts of damage with the back burner. Again, this is true takedown mode. And I don't know if you guys just saw that when my shield and health just went all the way back up. And if I end up seeing that my clone's getting a little low, I just hit him with that. He's healing up. If I need healed up, I can go stand where he's shooting. Get my shield charged right back up. We're going to get him charged back up. It's just kind of like a you scratch my back, I scratch your back kind of build. Sorry about that, guys. Looking at something on my phone. Want to make sure I'm not out of time. But even then, constantly getting points back. Our drone is also doing a ton of damage. Kind of hard to see. We'll see it on this death spear right here. The drone's just shredding his shields. As you can see, we're getting a ton of damage from having our action skill up. We're moving very quickly, so I can dump my clone right into the middle of the combat. He can go in there and function close quarters, no problem. You can see we're getting freezing, or we're freezing enemies constantly. Again, super helpful. It's just a very easy to run build that's very fun. It makes Mayhem 10 pretty simple. We'll give him some shield. You can see we're just shredding Mayhem 10 true takedown mode. Yeah, Monarch's a beast on this build. You just run fun meta weapons and you'll really be able to keep up with anything. One problem with this build is if you play with your friends a lot, you're going to be finding you can't use the back burner as often as you'd like, just because your friends will be damaged by the back burner. So then we're going to dump him in to the combat. As you can see, he's got no problem staying alive.
Can anyone teach you how to fight?
So there you go, guys. That is the gist of the build. I know that wasn't the most intense fighting. I can solo the Valkyries. I can post a video of that later if anyone would like to see it. I'm just running out of time. So if you guys have any questions, leave a comment. If you guys have any opinions or anything, you can also leave a comment. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned because we might be working on this more in the future.